you get one of the reports and it shows that there is some issue, all right? Does that give you the right to fire for cause?
To volunteer.
Not to
Employee. Okay.
Employees.
Well, I think if, yeah, well, again, then it goes again, well, when you say volunteer for fire for cause, in Pennsylvania, you don't need cause.
Okay.
Unless they have a contract for
Right, unless you have
Which I
a
assume
contract.
most of your staff does assessment.
Okay.
Yeah, the only time cause comes into effect is for unemployment compensation. Like, should they get unemployment if you fire? And, again, I think, it's a small issue, but to the extent it's a relevant issue for you, the more contact, the more justified you would be going to an unemployment compensation hearing officer and saying this, we just couldn't keep something like this. I don't know, I don't know if you do unemployment law. That's,
That's
I
right.
don't.
Yes, I mean, it's basically a local misconduct standard. An employer can't deprive you of an employment unless they can show that you were terminated for local misconduct or something.
Which is a worst case scenario, you can fire them,
Sure.
but you have to pay unemployment. Different, yeah, right.
Who's next?
I want to go back to the caterer question, because we all have caterers who come in for bar and bat mitzvahs.
Keep in mind, they're not employees.
They're not employees, I don't know who they're.
I said caterer in case, I didn't mean like an outside caterer, I meant like someone who works in the kitchen who
Okay.
puts the food in.
So a third-party vendor comes in.
Third party vendor, no, you can't get them, there's no way to get the air conditioning guy
That's like my caterer.
checked. Yeah, I mean, well,
Except I'm sure they-
I don't know if container work for this, some people, some institutions have handy, like we, frankly, when I was in Sons of Israel in Allentown, we had a person,
They're on your payroll,
they were on the payroll.
but I was talking about like a painter who you hire,
Yeah.
or the guy who comes to fix your fax machine, who could be walking down the street
No,
all day.
they're not employees, and they're not volunteers.
Like, your due diligence with these vendors is getting a certificate of insurance, because the
Right.
insurers will require, they do the due diligence. They check out their past liability, their past lawsuits, they check out what they're doing in terms of their
But-
hiring. So that is your due diligence. If they can produce a certificate of insurance that's valid and has coverage, then not only do you know they're bonded, but some due diligence has been done on all those
So
practices.
then, Missy, I think we're at the last meeting that we had, and we talked a little bit about our insurance coverage, we talked a lot about insurance coverage. So if there was a lawsuit against the synagogue for one of these cases, if you have the right insurance, your insurance company will pay for your defense
Right.
in the case. Correct, Mundo, everybody?
Right, but they'll have to both insurance companies, when they, like, the painter comes in, you even
No, I'm
got,
talking about if it's our employee or
Right.
under our auspices.
Right.
Then our insurance company would defend us if we have the right insurance.
Right, employer liability.
Unless there's intention.
No,
An allegation of intention.
Yeah, that's the issue we had with our, I actually asked our insurance company to make a ruling on this, and who should be covered and who should not. And their response was, as long as you're in compliance with the law, you're covered. And so we went back to our legal counsel. Our legal counsel said, well, here's the problem. We don't know what compliance with the law is. If we end up not being in compliance with the law, the insurance company would say, no, you're not covered because you weren't in
But it
compliance
would
with the
be
law.
after they lose the case.
But what's the claim?
Let's just say,
Just the,
let's
not the
just
details, just
say,
the.
no, well, no, I'm just saying, we don't have a claim, but let's just say, under this new provision, okay? There's gray areas. So some offense, something happens in your building.
And you failed to
And-
have done the proper background check.
Well, let's just say you didn't fail, but
Well,
something
at least there's
happened.
an allegation.
Right.
That you didn't do that.
Then there's a lawsuit. Then the synagogue's brought in as a co-defendant. And then your insurance, then you need to defend yourself, which can be very expensive.
I bet
So-
the insurance companies will start using this as an out on their claims. This will be.
Because they're
Because
charging.
they don't-
Yes, they are.
So-
I mean, if the insurance company is liable for the judgment, they'll defend it. In fact, they'll insist on defending it if they're liable for the judgment. If they claim it's not covered because you didn't comply with the law, then there's going to be sub-litigation. There'll be bad faith claims, or there'll be, claims against the insurance company.
It's not fair. That's why voting for judges really matters, right?
Yes, it is.
our insurer required us to definition of abuse and a few other things in order to, that was what they required of us to be covered.
And of course, none of this guarantees, I mean, even if you background check everyone you ever came in contact with, not
Just because
everyone.
they didn't do it up till now,
Right.
doesn't mean tomorrow.
There's always a
not
first
right.
time. So it is a minefield out there, it really is. Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, everybody, I'd like to thank Senator Leach for coming, and their interns behind you, they're in for learning. So don't leave, everybody, we have a little bit of business to do. Please eat something before you go. Senator, thank you so much for coming. Jonathan will be in touch. Senator will be